Today we're going to talk about the 7 different ways to stay disciplined. When people hear the word discipline, they usually associate that with like a negative connotation, but really it's a positive thing because people look at discipline as being a negative thing or like a punishment almost. But it actually allows people more freedom if you are disciplined. And people don't really realize that if you're disciplined and you reduce the amount of randomness that's in your life, that you're going to be able to do a lot more. You're going to be able to achieve a lot more in your life, because if you have a lot of random in your day-to-day life or whatever, then you're not going to be as focused or dedicated to whatever you're trying to achieve. So having more self-discipline is going to allow you to have less randomness in your life, allowing you to just be laser focused on whatever you're trying to achieve. So today I want to go over the seven different ways that help me be disciplined. And the first one is you need to remove all the different distractions or temptations that are going to throw you off of achieving your goal. So let's say that your goal is being fit and healthy. You need to remove all the junk food from your house, because if you just finish a nice healthy dinner and you open up your pantry and you see some chocolate or candy, then you're going to be tempted to eat that. And I won't lie, chocolate and candy is pretty good, but that's not going to get you closer to your goal of being fit. And it's the same, or for healthy, and it's the same thing if you want to be fit. You need to do everything that you can to make your goal of being fit easier to attain. So set out your clothes the night before, and set up like everything else that you're going to take with you to the gym the night before. So when you wake up early in the morning feeling tired or whatever, you're not going to have the excuse of not being able to go, because you already have everything out. There's no reason for you to not be able to go. You have a reason. Everything is set out so you can go to the gym. So remove all of the temptation that is going to throw you off of achieving whatever your goal is. The second thing that you need to do is you need to get comfortable with the uncomfortable, because having new goals or new habits is going to feel kind of uncomfortable at first. Like think of if you are a right-hander and you're brushing your teeth or writing, and you switch over to your left hand. Do you know how awkward that feels? I mean, it doesn't feel very good. There's just no muscle memory there because you're using your right hand basically your whole entire life. And so just like with that, it's going to feel awkward. But as you do it more and more, it's going to get more, you're going to get more comfortable with it. And so you need to realize that with new goals or new habits that you're trying to set, yes, it's going to feel uncomfortable, but don't wait for your new goal or whatever to feel right, because it's never going to feel right at first. It's always going to feel kind of awkward. And so you need to force yourself to be in these uncomfortable situations to where you can actually achieve your goal. The third thing that you need to do is emotionally engage yourself with whatever you're trying to achieve. Let's say that your goal is to achieve a certain lifestyle. Every morning, try to visualize how it feels to have already achieved that goal. You need to visualize it as if it's already happened. Feel the emotions, feel how excited you would feel if you achieved it, or how enthusiastic you would be. Feel all the emotions to make it as real as possible, because if you engage with your emotions, then you're going to make it real. You're going to manifest your desired ending or your goal into reality. So really feel the emotions. And the fourth thing that you need to do is always do your work in the morning before you do anything else. So after you do your visualization, then you need to start on your work. Do whatever it is that you need to do that gets you closer to your goal. Because if you wake up and you start to respond to all the emails, to the social media, to all the text messages, then you're just engrossing yourself with other people's lives and other people's problems. And you start to lose focus on your goals. And before you know it, then the day is already gone and it's too late pretty much to work on your goals for that day. So you need to make your goals your number one priority when you wake up. You need to get those done. And then after you complete everything that you need to do, then you can go ahead and engage with other people, respond to emails, and whatever. The fifth thing that you need to do to be self-disciplined is you need to block out specific times to do something. So let's say that your goal is to read like 20 pages of a book every single day. You need to block out times, let's say between like 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. to where you're just going to read for that whole block of time. Because if you start setting blocks of time and you start setting the intention for those blocks of time, what you intend to do, then you're going to actually get yourself closer to your goal. And something that I like to do is anchoring a new habit to something that I already do every day. So let's say you want to anchor reading those 20 pages with your lunchtime. So most people eat lunch, or anchoring it with just a meal in general. So right before you eat that meal, you need to read those 20 pages before you actually eat. So you can anchor reading those books right before you eat. And so once you start doing this every single day, well, of course you need to be consistent, but once you start doing this every single day, then it'll become easier to where you don't need to anchor it anymore to lunch or whatever. You can just start doing it and it'll become a habit basically for you. And the sixth thing that you need to do is you need to reward yourself every once in a while, because if you need to acknowledge of everything, all the hard work that you put into achieving your goal. If you're setting out blocks of time, if you're engaging emotionally with your goal, if you're following all these steps, you need to go back and look how far you've come and acknowledge what you've done. Because if you're just doing something over and over again and there's no reward to it, then you're just going to feel burned out and you're not going to really want to continue on with it. So if you're like trying to stay fit, it's okay every once in a while to have that muffin or that piece of cake, but you want to make sure that you're not overindulging in it. You don't want to binge in your celebrations, because if you start to binge your celebrations, then it's no longer becoming a reward. It's starting to become a negative habit. So you want to make sure that you're doing it in moderation. And the last thing that you need to do to become self-disciplined is to forgive yourself and move on, because let's face it, we're all going to fail at whatever we're trying to do. Let's just go back to the health goal. Like, there's probably going to be times where we are eating unhealthy foods not on celebration days or whatever. You might slip up, and we're all going to slip up on our goals, but you need to forgive yourself and move on. You need to use your slip up as more of an educational experience. Realize where you went wrong, what caused you to go wrong, and just course correct from there. Because as long as you continue to forgive yourself and continue to move forward, then your goal is still going to be in the forefront. You're still going to be working towards your goal. But if you continue to slip up and you stop forgiving yourself and that stops you from going on, then of course you're not going to achieve your goal. So you need to make sure that when you're staying self-disciplined, look at it as a positive thing, because this is going to allow you to get closer to your goal, and it's going to allow you to have more freedom. You need to also make sure that you are emotionally engaging with your goal. Make it as real as possible, because if you make it real as if you already achieved it, then you're going to already know how it feels to have achieved it. You want to make sure that you are removing all temptations that's going to throw you off of achieving your goal. You want to also understand that this new habit or goal is going to feel uncomfortable at first, but once you start doing it consistently, it's going to get a lot easier. So that's all I have for you guys today. If you have any questions, please ask me on Instagram at Shawn Sewell-Snyder. Check the links in the description. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.